So I wanted to show how I mount my radio to my Suzuki Burgman. I use a board, which I'll show you close up in a moment, but it's just held on by bungee cords with a little ball on it. You can use different styles if you can't find these. But I've just drilled a hole through, so that can't go through anymore. And then that's what's holding the board on, but that's also what's going to hold the radio. So I just have to wrap that around, and now all my buttons are accessible because I designed the board to cut around where all the buttons are. I just needed these because it needed a little bit of support underneath, and of course this is a little bit crooked at the moment, but that little cutout at the back is because the plastic portion of this handlebar cover sticks up there. That's the only reason for that. To give you an idea for shape. That way this here lies flat and then there's no movement. And I've been using it this way for quite a while now, so it's actually very stable and works very well. So this particular radio is the Sony Bluetooth speaker. At the moment I can't remember the model number, but they still make one. This particular one is going out of stock soon. They make the newer version, but it's pretty much the same shape. You might find a different model works better for you. I can also see right past at my instrument panel the way I've mounted it in between the handlebar. If that doesn't work for you and the unit you may already have, you can place it on top, but then you obstruct your view for the panel, and I didn't want to do that. Another good feature about mounting the board this way is that you don't do any damage to the bike if you decide you don't want to use it. There's no screw holes, nothing holding it on except these bungees. That goes down, through and around and back up and then connects. You could use twist ties for that if you want it to be more permanent and you don't want to see these guys. But I kind of like them because when I take my glasses off and that, it's a good place to rest them, you know, while I'm putting the helmet on and stuff. So that's the way I've mounted my radio. It was a whole lot less work than trying to mount, you know, a stereo underneath and ruining your dash or putting speakers in there. And while I do realize a professional stereo would be louder, and when you're traveling at high speeds, I will admit that this unit is a bit lacking in volume, but anything under 80 kilometers, I'm still able to hear that radio quite well. Makes the whole experience of riding a scooter or motorcycle a whole lot more enjoyable when you can listen to some tunes. So that's my video on how I did speaker hookup for my Burgman. It took very little time, very little money, and it was easy for anybody to do without a whole lot of messing up of the bike. That was basically the point on this. If you're not handy enough to do a whole full-on stereo, this is a great way to